Hello, welcome to the online e-support learning program organized by the Gokhale Education Society, Nasik, for the students of class 12th. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on mind mapping, which is a very important writing skill. In the section 3, the writing skills, I am Mr. Praveen Mule, I'm the member of the Board of Studies Pune in BYK College of Commerce, Nasik. Let us start. Let us focus on the concept of mind mapping. And while talking about mind mapping, we'll be trying to understand how exactly we'll be dealing with this question in the examination, along with many examples that we are supposed to focus on in this presentation. And what exactly is this mind mapping? What is the process? How to go about? How to start? How to connect our ideas? And there are so many other things that we'll be focusing on in this particular session. In the beginning, let us try to understand something different. There are so many WH questions arising out of the concept. Really, who will be doing what, in what manner, where. And this, how this thinking process will lead you to make a meaningful mind map in the examination. So this is the central theme where you need to look about how exactly mind mapping will help you to develop your own creativity and a particular design in your mind that will spontaneously come out. Now, why we use mind? So let us understand why first. It is a why the mind mapping is a simple diagram used to usually represent or outline the information. So in the right hand side, you see many WH questions. So we have also known that it is a very powerful technique to present a visual picture which will translate the ideas along with the WH questions, the ideas that will connect to the picture in the form of words. And since mind mapping works like the brain, it allows you to organize and understand information faster and better. So a mind map is a graphical way to represent ideas and concepts. It is a tool. Basically, it is a tool which spontaneously comes out of your brain. The ideas comes out of your brain, and it helps you to structure information, to analyze, comprehend, synthesize, recall, and generate new ideas. So novelty has a very important place in mind map, along with creativeness. In a mind map, we actually see how a brain works because the brain helps you to structure ideas, and not only traditionally, but something new comes out of it every time. And since we all know that an activity that is both analytical and artistic, it engages your brain in a much richer way, helping in all its cognitive functions. And what is cognitive? It is your intellectual or rational thinking that demands creativity, it demands novelty each and every time. Therefore, best of all, it's really fun when you work on a mind map. Let us understand the process. But the main idea is the focusing point of it is starting point of any mind map. Now, this is a map where nothing is structured, nothing is fixed. It flows like a river, the water in the river. So, central idea is the main idea where you need to explore on this particular idea, which can be said as the main topic of your mind map. And this mind map, main topic of the mind map, will lead you to make its branches further. The branches will lead to different connecting points associated with the main topic or the main idea. And there can be many other subtopics leading to the main topic. Topic one, two, three, in this way. This can be one of the examples. Like, for example, this is a sports topic related to sports where we have different kinds of sports and their particular types, again subtypes, and their categories, which can be further divided into the rules, regulations, the characteristics, the benefits, etc. To each, and this idea helps us or helps our mind to explore things in such a way that we go on connecting ideas or our thoughts to that basic idea and the subtopics and the branches and the sub branches, and thus the idea goes on flowing in its own way. So mind mapping is in its way a idea which needs to be flowing in its own way. It is not fixed. Nobody can say that this mind map should be like this or it should be like that. It is a general, it is never a generalization, but it is a spontaneous way of looking at things. Let us go further. Mind mapping is used to many things. It is used for note making, for brainstorming, problem solving, studying and memorization, planning, researching and consolidating information from multiple sources. Basically, it is used for presenting information. So this is one of the most important points, presenting information. And at the junior college level, you are supposed to present the information in the form of a mind map. So this point is very important. Let us see one more example. This is regarding the core topic is health, which is at the center. And there are the other things connected with health, which, for example, telling you about some exercise or sleep or diet or health or stress. So, and there are other sub branches connecting to each and every subtopic. Like for exercise, we have how exercise can be done in the form of a warm up, it can be an aerobic, it can be stretching, etc. etc. So, further, it can also lead to the types of exercises, the types of um, diets, for example, types of stress that is given in details again. So, this is a mind map considering the core idea of health, and the title is given developing healthy habits through health. So this can be one of the types. There are many characteristics of mind mapping. First of all, we need to understand that uh, in order to identify and place the central topic at the center, we need to understand exactly what is the concept that is given to us for mind mapping. So when we understand the central topic, it helps us to identify its related words, and this particular image becomes a very concrete type of image in our mind, so that the connecting ideas flow in such a way that it helps us to generate our thoughts for appropriate mind map. Secondly, the thinking process, it affects our image that is already in our mind, and therefore many themes gets get connected to the main thought, the central topic, and it radiates from the central image. It goes on flowing, it goes on sub branching, and that is why mind mapping is known as to be the expression of radiant thinking. And this radiant thinking is nothing but the thinking process which keeps on glowing, it like flowing water. And third, the second level topics, that is the sub branches, they will form as the branches which will be helpful for the mind map, and these branches form a connected nodal structure. So flowing of branches, sub branches, that I have already discussed. in this way. The main branch connecting the main branch, a sub branch, again the twig, etc. One more example, let us see. These are, for example, informal goodbyes, saying goodbye in an informal way. So this can be a mind map. Instead of just saying bye, you can just say something else. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Have a wonderful weekend. So ideas get on connecting to the informal goodbyes. So these are spontaneous thoughts that immediately come out of your mind when you get a particular idea, like informal goodbye. There are many advantages. Again, this mind mapping is a simple practical tool that enhances your creative thinking and enables you to become more productive and efficient. Now, when you work on different mind maps, certainly your brain is going to be more productive and it is going to support you to be more and more efficient in your practical approach. It is also an excellent tool that will keep holding and preserving your ideas and thoughts. So, different data, information is going to improve your memory each and every time. So, you are going to improvise your skills in mind mapping each and every time. The number of times you use this skill, you are certainly going to improvise. Making a mind map is an excellent way for you to be able to sort through your ideas and thoughts. How this is important? It will help you to generate creative and even unique ideas in less time. So when you're focusing on one particular thought, the supportive thoughts will come into your mind in very less time. So this is generating creative ideas. Last but not the least, it is a freedom to us to explore ourselves, to give ourselves a blooming sort of approach, a brainstorming activity which helps us to get scope for off-track thinking. Off-track is something different than the others. So if 10 people are asked to write a mind map on certain idea, certainly their mind maps are going to going to be different because each and every individual thinks in his way, and therefore spontaneous ideas come out of each mind, or different ideas come out of different minds at the same time. So scope for off-track thinking instead of plain or direct thinking. So different type of thinking is expected, and this freedom is only got when we actually do the mind mapping process. Again, this method is a great way for you to categorize and organize the ideas you brainstormed and identify the relationships. So branches, sub-branches, they are connectors and they well establish the relationships and help us to identify them properly. New relationships can also be built in the same way when we connect ideas and information. Let us see some very different type of mind mapping examples. Now, before this, let me tell you that in the examination, what exactly they will ask you is, they will give you a topic and they will ask you to develop your own mind map on that particular idea. So, mind map is a very essential tool for you all to develop any type of idea, any type of creativity. And creativity has no limit. It can go on flowing. Creativity is always different. It is never the same. So mind map is a very creative type of aspect that we are learning at the 12th standard class. This particular mind map is a general type of mind map which has a main topic called as the making a presentation. If you want to make a presentation, which points are you going to focus on? The topic, the audience, or starting from the audience first, who are the audience going to listen to your presentation. Then what are the delivery techniques? What are the tools that you're going to use? Where is the presentation? The venue? What type of techniques you are going to use? Visuals, presentation techniques, etc. And then you're going to work on the topic that you're going to present for the presentation. So I'm explaining you this because this is one type. This is not only the one type. It can be presented in so many different types. For example, the lesson in your textbook is titled as Do School Skill Creativity. So under that title, we have mind mapping. The whole lesson is described in the form of mind map. So after a certain few paragraphs, you have a small mind map. That mind map helps you to understand those paragraphs in a better way. So this is a shortcut to understand things in our own way. This example is about yoga benefits, and in our examination we don't expect the students to draw diagrams. So words, text boxes, and writing is expected, and drawing is not expected. So let's focus on the words more than the images in each and every mind map. One more example is the genres of music. There are different types of genres, like starting from the classical, we have folk, rock, hip hop, pop, blues, so many. And further again, if you are asked to explain one of the music genres in details, you can do it. Again, one more example of music genres: Latin, rock, new age. So, the types of musical genres. Next example is happiness, a very simple mind map generating thoughts and ideas about the word happiness. What does happiness mean to different type of people? Some people may say that financial stability is happiness. Some may say that physical environment, our friends is our happiness, our social interest is our happiness. So the definition of happiness mean differently to different people. So in that way, the flow of ideas will take place. Again, we have here two different mind maps. One is about water pollution, second is types of pollution. So this can be called as a mind map 2. Concept of pollution is explained. Then very important, another important example is about the personality development of an individual. So what do you mean by developing personality? One's personality. It means developing your self-knowledge, identity, talent, potential, dreams. And there can be so many other ideas which are not present here. Personality is a very huge concept, big concept. This can be explained in its own way. Our personality, one more topic. Then on something about the future. Our future is based on all these aspects. There can be many other aspects. So the branches are left unconnected to words which we may write there. Map of empathy. See the types of maps we are looking at. So this is about architecture. Design. When we talk about design, what actually it means? So mind map doesn't ask you always the meaning. How does this word relate to you through your mind process, the mind thoughts or thoughts in the mind. Which other ideas come to your mind when if we talk about a particular concept, a particular word like design? There are so many words connected to design. Designing in network, designing graphics, designing software, designing project, designing presentation, designing your own layout, designing your plan to do something, so research, etc. Then this is a different mind map telling about you about two different things. One is transportation and another is about activities. It depends on what type of things you are supposed to explain. If you are managing your own blog on the internet, what things are important? So managing your blog with mind maps. Benefits of mind mapping can be explained through mind maps. Thank you very much. Remember, mind mapping is your own way of presenting a design, and nobody can tell you, or nobody should tell you that mind map should be written like this, should be written like that. No, it is your own way, own method of presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much.